Hello Wargamers, it's me Cam from Tabletop Banter, and today we're going to have a slightly different video. So I've put this up in conjunction with today's Wargaming related video. Of course, if you haven't seen that, go check it out. But today's video is going to be something totally different. So I've gone over this a couple of times in the past on the channel, but I like to use the output from these videos to not make a difference per se, but to me it's my little bit to play. So Thursday just gone was hashtag Time to Talk Day, which is by a group called Time to Change, and it focuses on basically talking about the things we struggle with and listening to people who are talking about those things, because there's a stigma surrounding mental health now. It's getting considerably better day by day, but you know, it's part of this changing process and being comfortable in talking about it. And so forth. And I know I've done a couple of videos like this in the past, and I have gained a different community group around me now, and so making another one I thought wouldn't hurt. And basically, I thought I'd talk about what I struggle with, and then what the hobby's done to help me. And I'd like to say, well, first of all, you know, watch as much of it as you can. I doubt there'll be too much of a trigger warning necessary, but you know, if you are particularly sensitive about these things, maybe it's best not to watch. But if you get to the end of the video and you found it helpful or thought-provoking and things like that, if you could share this, it'd be fantastic, just to spread the word. And of course, you're welcome to reply via video and so forth. If you also want to jump on this, then you know, shoot me a message or something and let me know so I can watch it, because I think it can be quite brave, especially for people who haven't talked about it before, to open up about these things. So in terms of what I've struggled with, I have been suffering from anxiety and depression for 5 years. Well, possibly a little more than that, but about 5 years. And it wasn't fully diagnosed until 3 and a bit years ago, when I started taking medication. But I know I was suffering from the same thing for 2 years prior. I just didn't talk to anyone about it. So I've been on medication now for just over 3 years. I'm on 150 milligrams of sertraline at the moment. So not the maximum dose, but it's been built up over time. They started quite cautious and then went from there. So yeah, it's like I say, it's only something I suffer with for 5 years. Now I know a lot of people can get those feelings from like 12, 13. It took until I was 18 years old, pretty much. I think I was just under, actually. I was 17 and 9-10 months. But you can suffer with these things at any time, which was part of that point. Now, in terms of picking the hobby up, I actually picked up the hobby again. It was about a couple of years after, so I'd just been starting my medication. And I found myself missing some lectures and stuff at the beginning of the year because it made me quite physically ill for the first 2 weeks. And then I was feeling really low for about another 2 weeks after that, 2 to 4 weeks, because that's how it works, basically. It takes your body time to adjust. So it took me the best part of a month and a half, 2 months to fully adjust. And in that time, I was spending a lot of time in my room, and I basically rediscovered the hobby via playing Dawn of War. Harry kept me company now and again, playing Dawn of War. And that spiraled out of control to where I am today. So 3 years later, and I've bought so much shit. Yeah, so basically a lot of the things I struggle with nowadays are less so. I am improving, medication's helping significantly, and something I've found that has been so helpful for the past 6 months, and looking forward to hopefully another year of it, is getting out and meeting people and playing games. So I went to my first event in July last year, and that was really good. I got to meet some lovely people. It was a short little one-day tournament thing, and there were some people there playing tournament-style games. But the biggest leap I took in my self-confidence, in my sort of want to go out and do more of these things, was at Ruination. It was a short-notice pickup of a ticket, and honestly, that is one of the best weekends that I've ever had. I stayed out late, and I met new people, and I had a wonderful time, and it really gave me the incentive to go out and do this more often, to go out and talk to more people. Social anxiety is where my biggest anxiety is that, and exam anxiety. So I find exams really difficult to sit, which is why I've missed quite a few over my course at university. And I also find social situations really difficult. So saying hello, like making the first sort of, I'm all right once I'm talking to someone, but meeting someone for the very first time, I find it really hard, which is why you might have noticed at Ruination, sorry, excuse me, but I spent about half an hour to an hour on the Friday night before just wandering around the shop before saying hello to anyone. I struggled, basically. I heard Tom from across the room, well, from the car park, to be honest, but Tom from Geno52, and I saw all the people gathered around that area, and it took me about the best part of half an hour to 45 minutes just to sort of like go and say hello. And I felt incredibly awkward, and then later on in the evening, it was great. Everyone got to know each other. And I think Friday, it was either Friday or I think Friday we went out for a beer or something. Saturday was pies. And then, yeah, so it was just a really nice experience. And meeting all these lovely people, I think I've really found my game as well in Heresy, because it's just relaxed people playing a relaxed game. So that was really big for me. And it's what I want to do going forward for the year. So it's something I struggle with, meeting new people, but I'm currently booked in for one event. Running two events, but we'll keep the second one on the hush-hush for now, because I'll let Harry talk about that more. And I'm hoping to go up to Warhammer World and meet some people at those kind of things, and continue this progress that I'm making. The hobby has had a massively positive impact on my mental health. It's allowed me to express myself. I did do that via music before this, so I used to write songs and play in a band. We weren't very good, but when we went away to university, obviously that all sort of stopped, and it's given me that second wind, that way of expressing myself. I know that the paint job doesn't express my mood, but I get to let out a bit of art in that, and I get to, like I say, meet some wonderful people. So the combination of having a really supportive person in my life via my girlfriend, having the hobby, and medication has been the reason that I'm able to do these kind of videos, basically. You look at my first couple of videos, I was a nervous wreck, and that was after medication. So it's all been a process, and really I've picked up the hobby since I started it. Started taking those meds. So that's kind of grown around that, and it's been really positive, I think, anyway. Now, obviously, everyone's different, so some people don't suit medication and don't get on with it. It's happened to have made a big enough difference for me to keep going. I've seen counsellors and stuff like that in the past. I'm currently meeting a mental health mentor once a week, so she focuses more on the study side of things, like my exam anxiety and things like that. And yeah, I haven't seen a counsellor in 6 to 8 months, because the uni service ones are not brilliant. You only get 3 sessions, and then they're like, well, now you can choose what to do after that. So it's kind of a bit hit and miss, but I can't complain. I've got myself a weekly meeting with someone who's trained, so that's really encouraging as well. So yeah, that's what I've got planned for the year in order to help help me progress. Now, I recognise it's a public forum, and a lot of people aren't comfortable talking about these things in public, so I will urge you that if you do want to talk to me about anything, my ears are always open. I've always said I'd be there for people, because having someone there for you can make so much of a difference. So if you do want to, you can ping me an email, tabletopbanter@gmail.com, or you can send me a personal message via YouTube, or if we're friends on Facebook or something. Don't be afraid to open up and share. There are loads more people out there suffering with the things you suffer with than you know. I mean, they say 1 in 4 people in a lifetime will, over a lifetime, 1 in 4 people are likely to suffer with some kind of mental difficulty, whether that be a long-term one or a short-term one. That's very dependent on who it is and the circumstances surrounding it. But I do want you to know that I will happily listen if you are struggling with anything. Like I say, it's made a world of difference for me, so the least I can do is offer that to people who are, also in this wonderful hobby, this wonderful community we're in. So that's about it really for this video. Like I say, it's something a bit different. I want to get the word out there, so like I say, video responses are most welcome. The title of this video will probably be #TimeToTalk or something like that. And then if you guys want to do something similar, like I say, PM me if you do a video, or include it on a podcast or whatever. I don't mind, but I just think it's important to talk about now and again. And I know it's a bit serious, so it might not be for everyone, but yeah, it's like I say, the hobby is a massive reason why I do it. Originally as an escapism, to hide from all my problems, and now I try and integrate it in creating solution to my mental health. I know I'm not going to be perfect, and that might last the rest of my life, and it's all about managing that. So it certainly plays a big role in managing my mental well-being and the health surrounding that. So thanks ever so much for watching, guys. Like I said, sorry it's a bit more serious, but it's something I wanted to talk about as it's that time where of the year where there's sort of a bit of a spark around it, and hopefully you'll all have enjoyed it. Like I say, please share this video if you can. Let's get as many people talking about this kind of stuff as possible in a positive and constructive light. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.